Well, here we are in a shaping bay of all places.
I love it.
Okay, what is your
I'm
actual...
way more comfortable.
Yeah, sitting here. What is your actual new role, the title?
I know, everyone keeps on asking that.
Well, I have to ask you that.
My name is Tasha Mentasti.
I know who you are.
Yeah, I know, that's it. No, I'm joking. My new title is the Regional Director for Africa for the World Surf League.
Regional Director, Africa Surf League. Tasha Mentasti has just made an announcement. You legend. Here we're sitting in Cape Town. She's actually a KZN girl, originally. KZN Boki. And I'm a KZN Boiki. And there's another KZN Boiki over there. He's just gate crashing in the background. Tash, what an amazing announcement. What a privilege it is to be, it's got to be like the first woman in the history of South African surfing to have been appointed a role like this. Before we carry on, I've just got to give a massive thanks to Lifestyle Surf Shop. We're sitting here in the Shaping Bay. Thanks to Craig and his team and Titch for letting us shoot this podcast here, and also to my associates over at Wavescape. Yep, thank you very much. Here we go.
Yeah, it's definitely something new, and it's actually a new role within the organization.
Okay.
So WSL Africa's been through a big restructuring. We've relocated. Our new home is J Bay. Not complaining.
Not bad.
But yeah.
Who made that choice? You or them?
No,
was it like a joint?
Okay. It was pretty much. I wouldn't get the job if I didn't move to J Bay.
What a
okay,
crap
is that
gig.
It? Yeah. So my backyard is now supers. I'm really, really stoked, and really, Steve, it's been like a full circle for me. My first professional surfing event that I ever competed in as a frothing little grom at 13 years old was the Gunston 500 in 1993.
Amazing.
So a 30-year cycle and a long journey, but I really feel that I'm ready for it, and I think it's really exciting for the sport and the future of the sport, and I believe that the future of surfing is Africa. I really do.
Freaking, I'm getting all emotional. I have to give you a hug.
Thank you.
1993, I just finished matric.
Yeah.
1991, I watched Gerlach lift that trophy. Got to shake Sonny Garcia's hand.
Yeah.
It's like the Gunston 500 is good times, good memories, you know, when the beach was full and that pier was heaving.
Yeah.
It was a great time for surfing in South Africa.
Yeah, it was an incredible era, and I've got such fond memories. It's so visual and so clear. I remember the scaffolding and walking through this. I mean, it was a 4-story scaff of Gunston 500.
Yeah,
okay.
I remember.
The main mana at the top.
Yeah.
Mana.
Yes.
Where's the woman? Anyway,
yes.
It's changing. It's changing. But yeah, so I remember it so clearly, and it was a big part of our year as South African surfers to be at the Gunston 500. So yeah, I'm just really grateful and ready for this new role, and ready to help make some positive change for surfing, not just in South Africa, but on the continent in Africa.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's get on to that. You've grown up amongst, as we all know, a very male-dominated surfing fraternity and history in South Africa.
I think globally.
Globally, yeah, for sure. I mean,
the sport is young.
Yeah, we had a chat about this at the Labia last year when we watched, what was it? Girls Can't Surf.
Girls Can't Surf.
Yeah, well, girls can surf, and girls can also play an integral role in helping this change happen. So let's start with Africa. You've been up in West Africa recently, with the ISA.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell us about your involvement with the ISA.
So yeah, some people say I'm doing too much right now, and yes, I do feel like I am, but it wasn't planned like this at all. I've been involved with the National Federation Surfing South Africa since 2010, quite an integral process from operations manager to then becoming a service provider for many years, and that's how the connection to the International Federation started. So with the ISA, I facilitate the surf education programs that the ISA pushes out globally, and I work with the National Federation. So that's the connection to ISA. And yeah, it's just been a good relationship over all these years, and education is key for any form of growth or development, and I've believed in it since its inception with them bringing the ISA courses to South Africa. And yeah, with that relationship and growing it, and also the sport of surfing growing and becoming an Olympic sport, the ISA and Olympic Solidarity are very focused on Africa as an underdeveloped sport. Okay,
oh, wow.
They recognize surfing as an underdeveloped sport, and they now are investing their time and money into helping underdeveloped African surfing nations grow, not just from an athlete or talent ID point of view, but also from a technical skills point of view. So judging,
yes. coaching,
and trying to grow a surf community and to grow surf tourism through Africa, which I think is really important. So
they're covering all the bases. They're starting with every little facet of
development.
Yeah. Okay.
Building foundation.
Awesome.
You know, so now we've got that link up and that connection to ISA and WSL, which I think for the sports in Africa is the only way. Collaboration is the key to help grow the sports, and I think I'm in a really good place to be able to help that process.
You talk about collaboration. This is something I wondered, because what is the relationship between the WSL and the ISA?
Well, I can only talk personally,
yes.
You know, and my relationship with WSL and my relationship with the ISA, and they both share the same vision.
There's no conflict of interest in...
I wouldn't, not from my side at all,
yeah.
And I don't see, it's definitely not a problem for the people that I've dealt with when I had to say,
yes,
I'm a service provider for Surfing South Africa, and I still run these education courses.
Yes.
WSL had no problem with it.
Amazing.
Why? Because they want to see growth in Africa. How do you do that?
And what is that investment, you know, holistically, what is the investment, or do you have an understanding of what sort of investment is going to come from organizations like ISA and WSL in the future, in the near future?
It's only been 12 weeks, Steve. Just give me a little bit of time.
Putting you a little bit of pressure.
My goodness, okay. These are questions that have already been asked internally, and
yes.
I can't give you that answer right now. We are T-minus 5 days out to the Belito Pro. And then we have the biggest surfing event on the African continent, which is the Corona Open Jade Bay. So I'm busy right now.
I can imagine.
But yeah, I can't answer that question right now for you, but I do know that there is a key focus from both entities in that regard.
Yes.
And it comes from the Olympic movement.
Okay.
That's been the game changer in a big way. I know there's other things that have been happening from both entities, but now that we're in Olympic sport, we are going to have our doors open to new fans, people that had never even heard of surfing before.
Yep.
It's an incredible opportunity to really highlight how amazing the sport of surfing is, how technical it is, how important the lifestyle is, and what surfing does for humans.
Yeah.
From a surf therapy point of view, I mean, I feel surfing keeps me young.
For sure.
Not just because of being in the ocean, but connecting with communities and being on the ground still with surf outreach programs, the education side of things. I mean...
And from a competitive perspective, are we going to see... Like, South Africa was once right up there in terms of like the competitiveness of South African surfing. You know, we talk about guys like Sean Thompson and...
I'm going to say Sean Holmes, the giant killer to Andy Irons when he was the wild card.
Exactly. I mean, even Shane Thorne beat Kelly Slater in one heat at one point. You've got guys like, oh, what's his name now? I forgot.
Morning, he needs a coffee.
I need a coffee. I've had a coffee. Anyway, so I don't want to say this, but like it's almost like South Africa's over the last sort of 15 years, it's almost been like the poor cousin in surfing.
Yeah, I think that you've got to remember that in order to get better at anything, you've got to invest into it. And that's not just time, but having a plan and a strategy, and then it's definitely financial. And unfortunately, there's been massive changes within the South African economy and what's going on within government. So that support is not there financially like it used to be at one point. And at the end of the day, you know, we can have opinions on a lot of things. Has there been a downward path in regards to, that's the train. We are at the Berg in Cape Town. Like, have we not seen a rise? Yes, true. However, I'm going to stop you right there. We've just had the ISA World Surfing Games. It was an Olympic qualifier in El Salvador, and 2 South Africans qualified for the Olympics, Geordie Smith, Sarah Baum. There were 63 surfing nations, and we still have put names on the board. So is there talent in South Africa and Africa? Absolutely. It now needs to be nurtured. There needs to be a much better game plan and a much longer game plan to really start seeing more talent coming through. And
diverse talent as well.
Absolutely, we Africa.
Exactly.
TIA, brother. The sport of surfing, because it's an uncontrolled environment, it's always going to be opinionated with the scores that come out, to be honest. Like, I remember that heat very clearly. I've known Jose since he started surfing. I shared his first ever plane trip.
Amazing.
In 2014, so 9 years ago, when we travelled as the South African junior team. So I know Jose. I know what he's capable of.
Amazing dude.
Incredible man. And what he is, the resilience of him, is quite amazing, and what he's gone through, and to still be rising. There's so much more to Jose. We haven't seen anything yet. But I remember that heat in Oz, and personally, as a South African surf fan, I thought he should have got the score. To lose by 0.10, I think it was. That's more heartbreaking than coming fourth. How do I know that? Because I used to compete.
Of course,
been there, done that. But in saying, like, do you think judging has like certain fans and athletes that they like better? I disagree.
Okay.
I really do.
I'm not suggesting it.
I think that judging is really professional. Do they get it wrong sometimes? Absolutely.
Yeah, they're human.
We're human, you know. But I definitely don't think like there's a target on the back for South Africans at all. I do feel that we don't have enough events in this country for kids and athletes, professional athletes, to be competing at home and consistently, because we only get better at anything with practice. The kids need to surf. And that's my role now, you know. And yeah, so I got my big girl panties on.
Awesome. Yeah, you wielding your stick.
got a big. It's going to be challenging, but I'm seeing it as a clean slate, and I'm seeing it as an opportunity to build a solid foundation and grow with a quality team and people that share the same vision and align with the same path and horizon that we see.
This change is the only constant, and sometimes you need a big change to create a big shift. And that's what I'm inferring to about the last decade of surfing in South Africa and Africa, is that this is a welcome change and a focus, and we're trying to talk about, hey guys, it's not just Brazil who's got talent, it's South Africans, and maybe we lack that.
It's Africans.
It's Africans.
Africa is the gem.
Exactly. And maybe we lack that self-confidence that the Brazilians have. But then we've got to ask, well, maybe they've got some of that self-confidence because the focus has been on them for so long in terms of like Brazil, Brazil, Brazil. But now, if there's a bit of confidence from a global perspective in Africa, the confidence from grassroots level that it's going to give these youngsters is really going to form part of this wave of change.
Yeah. And I think that confidence comes with having support.
Yes.
Confidence comes with being given opportunities.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
And with Brazil, that confidence that we're talking about, yes, there was a focus on Brazil, but you've got to remember, that focus came from certain events happening, from people behind the scenes that had a plan already to do it.
Yep.
Okay?
Hundreds.
The whole focus is now shifted to Africa, and there is support coming in. Maybe not always financial, okay? But people, power. There's a change, and it's a new era. So I think that the continent lacks self-confidence. And I think that there's a variety of reasons for that has a massive history.
Yep.
But this is the change, and this is a new era. And I'm just incredibly blessed and grateful to be a part of this ride, actually. Yeah.
Tell me about the challenges you faced from a male-dominated or perceptions of this role. Have you encountered, felt any of the heat?
I'm just going to say it like it is, and I've been in this environment for so long now that it's nothing new. I think that with anything doesn't need to be walking into a male-dominated arena. I've been there. It's my world. It's nothing new. But I think with change in any form, you are going to have certain people that don't like it.
Resistance.
Yeah, resistance, and you're going to have certain people that are going to welcome it. So I think that's the biggest challenge is going through that journey and recognizing who's wanting to be a part of this ride and who doesn't. And yeah, I feel that there's many progressive male leaders that I am connected to that have supported me over the years. The first one, my dad. If it wasn't for Ringo Mentasti, I wouldn't be here today.
Ringo, what a rad name.
Yeah, he's a rad dad.
Ringo, you rad dad. Well done.
He used to be chairman of Natal Surfing many years ago.
Okay.
So yeah, like I said, this full circle, I've been a part of it from the roots up, you know. But yeah, there's been a lot of progressive male leaders in my world. There's been a lot of incredible men in my life who have supported and guided me. And this is not me being a feminist. This is just me saying the honest truth. It's a male-dominated industry. It's the reality. There's nothing negative to that. Is it challenging? Yes, at times. But there's definitely space to be taken by women, and I'm choosing to take up that space, and I'm choosing to be brave and have a voice, to be able to help empower more women in the surf industry, not just in South Africa, but on this continent and hopefully globally, because I believe that, once again, collaboration, partnership, you need a man and a woman to be able to make certain things work, and you need different entities and people. So it's actually not about gender, it's not about race, it's not about color, it's about sharing the same vision.
Exactly.
And wanting to help uplift and develop surfing in Africa.
Yeah, it's breaking the barriers of what we've traditionally been used to.
Yeah.
And as you say, it's going to take a little bit of navigating.
Yeah.
And some people are going to get a little bit raw.
No, I think...
So what's your diary over the next 6 months? I mean, we've obviously got the Bolido Pro coming up, which is a QS event. Then we've got the...
Well, it's a Challenger Series event. So yeah, we've got the Bolido Pro, which is a Challenger Series. It's one of only 6 in the world.
Okay. Why is that?
Under the Challenger Series, so you've got your Championship Tour, your Elite Tour for WSL. You then have your Challenger Series, which is now 2nd tier.
Got you.
Top 80 men in the world, top 64 women in the world, that all have qualified on their regional series.
Got you.
Okay, so like WSL Africa,
yes,
we should have a QS series, which is why they brought me back in to try and reignite that. Okay. We go back to the kids need to surf. We go back to the fact that we don't have events on the calendar, and we don't just need events to be a professional sport. We need events to upskill judges. We need events to support coaches. We need events, professional events, to have kids from those local communities come and watch the best and compete, you know. But yeah, so you've got the Bolido Pro, and then we have the J-Bay Open, or the Corona Open J-Bay, and that's always, I mean, it's the biggest winter festival. There's no better place to be. But what is my calendar doing for the next 6 months?
Yeah, you're a busy bee.
I have been busy, but it is because of my commitments that I had already with the ISA before the WSL role. And it's quite interesting. I did the furthermost west tip of Africa.
Wow.
And I did the southernmost tip of Africa in 10 days. And then headed up to Mozambique. So I've been busy. But you know what, when you're doing what you love,
You never work a day in your life.
And it's the truth.
Pretty cheesy, eh?
It is, but it's the truth.
That's what he does.
Yeah, me too.
Lives
Same with
his
you.
dream. Lives his dream. Yeah, but it's a slog, but it's fun.
It's worth it if you've got a goal, you know.
Yes, yes,
and it's worth it when you start seeing the impact that you have on the ground with things. So yeah, I'm busy.
And the most rewarding moments are those times when you actually see those.
See them thrive.
You see them thrive, and you see that glint in their eye, and that smile on their face, and then you know you're doing something good.
Well, you know that you're playing a positive role.
Yeah.
You know, for me, it's not about validation. It's not an ego thing. It is knowing the people on the ground, knowing the kids, and knowing the potential that's there, and
Amazing.
having an opportunity to create a space to let them thrive.
Yeah.
You know, yes, there's money. Yes, I have to find money to put these events on. But that's part of the job.
Yeah.
That's what I've said yes to.
Yes. So we're going to see.
You're going to see
some
more
events
in the future. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I can't confirm dates right now, but there's lots of great lines in the water. And yeah, I have been exceptionally busy for the last 12 weeks, but really positive. And like I said, I'm going back again to the Olympics. It's next year.
Yeah.
It's Tahiti.
Chopes, yeah.
Well, the first training session's taking place in July for athletes that have qualified, and they're having to do it because it's one of the heaviest waves in the world.
Yeah. No, it's quite an extraordinary
arena,
event location. It's just.
But you know what happened? So when the Olympics were decided that it was Paris 2024,
yes.
the Olympic Committee has to select stadiums. Do we have to build? What is there? What is the logistics of it all? Oh, we've got surfing now. What do we do with that?
Yes.
That decision for Olympics 2024 or Paris 2024 was years ago. It was the boom of artificial wave pools. So what was put on the table was, do we have a wave pool or do we stick to natural? And the French president said, no way, we go natural all the way. And that's how Tahiti came up all those years ago. Yeah.
Is there a connection with Tahiti?
But they are a French colony.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so they fall under France.
Excuse my ignorance there.
That's okay.
I'll just edit that out because I don't want to look like a fool. Of course it's Tahiti. I mean,
you didn't do geography in school, maybe.
Well, I did.
Did you?
But
I'm sorry.
Well, of course it's Tahiti because, I mean, they're a French colony.
Well, they speak French.
Exactly.
You know?
Oui, oui, monsieur.
Although, quite interesting, I was in Senegal end of April and they speak French, but it's Africa.
That's true.
You know?
But they were once a French colony, weren't they,
were.
at one point?
Yeah.
See, I do know my geography.
Well done, dude. Well done.
And the French Huguenots here in Cape Town.
Well done.
Jeez.
Hey.
In Paarl, there's the monument.
Yes. Have you ever been?
No. But yes, I do know that.
Okay. Well, at least, yeah.
Yeah, lekker. So we're going to see more events.
Yeah.
We're going to see grassroots level investment in so many different ways.
Yeah.
We're going to see, what else are we going to see?
Well, I know I can keep focusing, going back to these current events, but like with Belito this year, we've made it the first ever accessible professional surfing event in the world.
What does that mean?
Thank you. Okay, good. Well done. Questions are good. What that means is that the event site, which is predominantly scaffolding and on a crazy slope like this, is accessible for wheelchairs, for all our parasurfers to come and enjoy watching some of the best in the world compete in the longest running surfing event. And then we're also having a parasurfing expression session to really create awareness. And it is thanks to Kwanakuza municipality wanting to make their beaches more accessible. So there's rad things coming up, and there's going to be more and more, you know, just give me a bit of time, be a little patient. But yeah, definitely.
I want all the Easter eggs now.
Thank goodness Easter's next year. But by Easter we're going to be good, and you're going to have a lot of Easter eggs.
It's an Elon Musk thing. You know the Easter eggs?
No, actually.
Okay, so when you buy a Tesla, there's things called Easter eggs. It's like hidden quirks of the vehicle.
Yeah.
So you can program, like you've got a big screen, and you've got to find the Easter eggs. And one of the Easter eggs is like
I'm just going straight back to safety here, and like, how could he ask you to look for Easter eggs while you're meant to be driving?
It's the Easter egg is just a phrase.
Okay.
Okay, and the vehicle will start, the doors will start flapping, and the music will start playing. So what I'm saying to you is, if you've got any cool things that are coming up that nobody knows about, I'm the guy to tell, because I want as much traffic and people watching this announcement.
Yeah, look,
You're not allowed to say.
No. And also the focus is the two biggest events right now.
Yes,
That has been the focus.
That's cool.
But yeah, we can have a chat.
And Durban's going to be great. And I'm going to be at the J-Bay event.
I was going to say, yeah, we can definitely catch up in J-Bay, and there's no better place to be right now in winter than KZN.
Yes.
I mean, although the donkey has been looking pretty...
That's been firing.
I
just sent Alan ABG a message. I just said, sis.
Yeah.
It's just
really
crazy.
Yeah. The boys looked like they scored in a big way.
Big time. And Jose must be thrusting.
Yeah, I know he's not going to want to leave.
Thrusting.
He's not going to want to leave.
He's got to come.
Yeah.
He owes me an interview as well. What did I want to say to you? Yeah, the only thing about J-Bay is...
it's a small town.
Not only that, but there's this filmer guy that I've been trying to convince to come to J-Bay and film some really kick-ass content with me. But he's going like, oh, this is how much it costs for a week. You know?
It's worth the experience, come on. Best event on tour.
I'm not going to say it is.
Yeah. We're looking at you.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
So listen, I don't have any...
anything more to say?
I don't,
That's about it, eh? Your phone's buzzing there like a little... trying to get out of jail.
Thank goodness for still being able to get in the ocean.
Yes.
Thank goodness to be able to have the ocean to ground me.
Yes.
And thank goodness my business suit is usually a wetsuit.
That's a cool little line, eh?
Yeah. It's,
and the boardroom is on your board in the ocean.
Yeah.
Or it's sitting in a shaping bay having random chats.
Board meetings can take place in the ocean.
Yeah, it's cool. Well, this is absolutely welcome change from my perspective, because from
good.
the very first time I met you,
on that
I think it was in Vic Bay.
Yeah.
And now there's a have you seen the couch surfing show in California?
No.
Yeah,
you started that, dude.
But I mean, it's become a thing now. It's dudes on a couch, like they do a live thing at Huntington.
No way.
And they film the groms, and then they bring them out of the water. It's great. And then they have a conversation with them. But it's become a thing. But yes.
See, we've got to do cool things like that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Okay. And the first time I met you, I was like, wow, this lady is just like a force of cool energy and vibe, and then you went and you got a 10-point. You got a
that was my first 10 ever, eh?
First 10 ever.
For 30 years.
I was there and I witnessed it, and I chatted to her about it on the couch, and it was just like so cool. And yeah, it's all aligning now.
Yeah.
And all the froth and all the manifestation that you've been feeling since a young girl, we're looking up into that tower at all those dudes in their ivory tower, and going like, maybe even then you realize that like we need to change. How many years ago was that?
Yeah, 30. Exactly.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
But the wave of change has arrived.
Yeah, it's happening. Thanks,
you. Tash.
Yeah,
it's
been
awesome, man.
It's always good hanging out on a chair or couch and chatting to you. And to Wavescape, thank you so much. To Lifestyle, I'm very comfortable here. I wouldn't mind sitting a little longer. But yeah, just thanks for the opportunity to chat.
Tash. Thank you.
And I hope our next chat, it's going to be talking about what's been happening.
Yes.
You know, with the new stuff that's
the
going to happen.
change and the proactivity, and then this is talk, and then we're going to see the action.
Yeah.
And that's what we can look forward to.
That's the plan.
Tasha Mentasti, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you for your time, energy, and we wish you all the very best from the surfing community in Africa and the world. Tasha Mentasti is coming at you with a vengeance.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Shredded.